What's up, guys? I'm Austin Bentz, and today I'm going to walk you through my Ballistic 223. I'm not sponsored by these guys. I just kind of wanted to put this out there. They've been great to me and worked with me on everything, helped me out, and I'm super impressed with this boat and the people at Ballistic. They're a family-owned business and have been great to work with. That thing's a tank. Going through easy loader trailer, custom, got LED lights underneath. So the boat's the Ballistic 223, 22 feet 3 inches, and I think it's got a 94-inch beam on it. Super stable in the water. I mean, this thing's been great. Super clean. Lots of room on the front deck. I got a padded front deck here. Keeps me comfortable out there on the water, standing all day. I went with rod buckles right here to hold my rods down. I didn't really like the bungee straps. Wasn't really impressed with those, so went with these. It did come with the seats for the front and the back, which I never use. This custom color, as far as I know, I think they'll do every boat they orders. They'll customize the colors like as best as they can to what you want. They were super great to work with. Kind of got to talk to them like through the whole build of this process. They do build their boats different than, as far as I know, any other manufacturer out there. They have vacuum infused holes, which I could go through that process with you in a little bit, but it's like 33,000 psi, and I believe like hand laid fiberglass is 6,000 psi, and super strong holes. I haven't had any issues with it. Been out in some pretty big water. The extra foot longer than most boats, it really goes right over everything and cuts through, lands soft. The ride's unreal. I know lots of people say that about a lot of boats, and you really kind of got to ride them to feel that and understand it. But if you want to take my word for it, it's awesome, and I think everyone else who's rode in it has thought the same thing. Kind of transition to the back of the boat, because I don't know much to talk about in the middle here. They do super sweet custom wheels, which unfortunately I did do some curb rash on them. Everything's self-inflicted, no issues with Ballistic. It's all on me, being a bad driver, I suppose. We got C-deck padding on the two backs and on the front under the trolling motor up there. That's pretty sweet. To stand on the back here if you need to relieve yourself or whatever, any reason. It's really nice, not slippery at all. I went with 10-foot power poles on the back, and I love them. I know some guys go with 8-footers, save on weight, and you know, you don't got them sticking up above your motor like that, but I haven't had any issues. I love running them. I take my boat out by myself a lot, so when launching and pulling my boat out, being able to power pull down in the launch just makes it super fast for me, and while I'm fishing, I can't live without it on the Columbia. And then this thing's powered by a Racing 250 Mercury new 4-stroke, and this thing is a beast. It's unreal. It sounds awesome. It's actually super efficient. I don't know exactly what the efficiency is, but I don't seem to burn too much gas when I'm out running, and that's really nice because that can add up quick. Back here, we got the Bob's Machine jack plate on it. Use that for running like shallow water or rough water out on the river. I can stick the motor down in a little further. I kind of had to play around with it to figure out where the sweet spots were when running, and probably learn my lesson playing around with it too much while running. I think people kind of they have it, so they want to use it too much, and I don't think you need to for just running out on like the open water. But running shallow or taking off in really shallow water, this thing's super fast. I mean, it jacks the motor out of the water and lets me take off and gets me where I need to go. All right, so let's hop up in it and I'll show you guys some of the stuff that's on the inside of this thing. So up here in the business end of the boat, I'm running my Ultrex and trying out the new Humminbird Solix 15 with the new Mega 360 imaging. And I got the Mega down imaging. I haven't even tried that yet, honestly. Still waiting on Humminbird sold out of all their Y cables that I need. So this is my first Humminbird I've ever had. I'm pretty impressed with it. I'm still getting used to it, but I like it so far. It's been pretty great up here. The 360 though, that's like next level stuff. That's awesome. Got a recessed foot pedal up here with a cup holder and a couple plier holders. I got my trim switches up here. I would like to add the stomp on power pull buttons, but I haven't got there yet. I haven't needed it yet. Been fine with just a remote on me, and I got a couple other controllers in the boat, so I've been okay. It would be nice to have eventually. So getting up under here and installing, I did the Humminbird install myself. Underneath here they have a power box you can easily tap into with fuses and everything for your power supply for everything on the front of the boat. All right, so we got huge rod lockers in here on both sides of the boat. They're both the same size. One thing they do is they do aluminum lids and for the compartments. And I don't know if that's a weight saving thing or a strength thing, but I haven't had any issues. They also custom powder coated these, if you can't tell, which is pretty sweet. I don't think you get that many places you go to. And down inside here, they do have it insulated with sea decking all the way through, so my rods aren't banging up directly on any fiberglass. It's padded, it's quiet, and same with these compartments up here for my tackle. Really dampens the sound. It keeps my boxes from getting rattled around too much. I haven't had any issues. Up here right in front of the console, we have the C zone, which is pretty unique for this boat. Back in the cockpit back here, everything's ran on my Lowrance through the C zone, and the interface is pretty easy to get used to. They will add buttons if you want physical buttons. They'll add that for you if you want, but I didn't want it. I know I could see people being unsure what they want or if they want to commit to not having buttons, but the C zone here, it does have like a backup. If you do have issues with your graphs on the water, you can turn on your live well pumps, turn on anything you want manually here, so you're not completely out of it if you do have electronic failures. We got my front tackle compartment here, which the front one, well, they're both the same depth, but this front compartment here does go all the way to the front of the boat, so I can shove my extra life jackets up there and throwables and stuff like that I'm not going to need all the time. But also, I've gotten all the way under there, crawled up in there to do installations and change some different stuff out, so there's tons of room, and that's something I've never had in any other boat, where I have room to get in there and actually get underneath and work. All right, and then back here, this is the storage compartment I use. I keep all my individual boxes. Just another storage compartment. I don't really care how you lay out your boat. I try to do it based on weight. I've been kind of playing around with heavier stuff in different areas of the boat. I have had this thing up to 83 miles an hour, so I think I got it all right. Pretty dang stable that way, but I haven't tried too many different configurations with where my heavier stuff is in the boat. Right here in front of the deck, we got a padded and insulated cooler here, at least the insulated lid, and this thing's huge. I don't even know how many quarts it is, but I can fit anything I could possibly need in here. Keeps it cold all day. I haven't had any issues with that. It's been pretty sweet. Like I said, this door here is padded, so I can sit or kneel here while I'm getting into these compartments, and it's, you know, just something little that is really nice to have. Little things, you know, kind of go a long ways when you're out there all the time. Over here we got just a little day box or storage compartment with 2 USBs in there. I keep my scale in there and some dude wipes. You know, I always need those out on the water. But that box, kind of like junk drawer, whatever you need it for. Pretty nice to have. They did a complete custom seats. Like they let me pick all the colors out in any configuration I wanted. That's what I went with. They look pretty sweet. This is a pretty awesome seat design. I think got two handles on the sides, and it's just like a complete bucket seat. I'm surrounded in it. It's super comfy. I love the angle of it, and I feel really secure and comfortable in these seats. Right here we got center compartment, or another seat for the unlucky person in the boat, the third wheel. But this thing's huge. I lose everything in there. Kind of just throw different stuff in there. My extra remotes. Got zip ties and different stuff like that for the day. Can throw my hat in there while I'm running. But that thing's huge. Just all the storage you can ever need right there. Over here, I went with a single console, and they will add another console, but I don't want that. I would prefer the extra room over having my passenger have a console. And we got a flush mounted Lowrance HDS 16 live here. This is what I control everything on the boat with: my live wells, bilge pumps, all my compartment lights, nav lights, everything you need right here. Got my two Pro Trim switches right here for the jack plate and trim, and I got my power pull switches here as well. Other than that, there's no switches or gauges. All my gauges are ran through the Lowrance. Been great. I haven't had any issues. I love it. I think it's pretty slick. You know, I'm kind of a simplist. I like a clean, simple boat. I don't like all that stuff. I think it helps. I'm running a TH Marine Hotfoot in here. I know probably a lot of people are running that now. This thing's awesome. Drive it out in rough water all the time, and it's nice not, you know, keeping both hands on the steering wheel while driving, staying focused on what I'm doing. This thing, you know, performance is pretty awesome, unreal in this. Super fast, and also, like, normally with boats you lose some of your like comfort when in like a fast boat, that they don't think, you know, it's going to handle well in rough water, and that's just not the case at all in this boat. And I think Jim actually like didn't want to be seen as a fast boat company, you know, but that is kind of the look of the boat, and they are fast, but it is the most comfy ride I've ever been in a bass boat. Back here we got two huge live wells. And these are fiberglass live wells. They custom pour them, and they also do this really cool, they took the colors of my boat and they do like a splatter with it, and it looks pretty sweet. Got separate pumps and fill pump and recirc pumps in each live well. They both have their drain. They are just split by a divider, so you do fill up both of them at the same time. But I haven't had any issues with the live wells to speak of. They do have insulated lids, so I think it stays pretty cool in there. I'm getting ready to install a TH Marine oxygenator in here in the next couple days. Try those out. They seem like pretty easy accessory that could help keep fish alive. And I've had fish die on me in the past and in other boats, and you know, it'll ruin your day. So I'll do everything I can to keep fish alive, and these live wells are great. Behind each of the seats we got extra storage compartments that open up to the sides, pretty deep. Same concept as the live wells. They got the splattered paint in them. They look super cool. These guys really have awesome details in their boat. On the outside of each lid throughout the boat's insulated, and around the edges they're like plumbed in to drainage systems throughout the whole boat. So if it's raining and your carpet's wet, there is a place for the water to go and actually drain down to the bottom of the boat, so it doesn't get in any of your compartments. This one I keep open. You know, if I'm fishing draw tournaments, I'll have to keep it open, but when I'm just out fishing, I keep extra life jackets in there or any extra storage I need. The one behind my seat, I use this one all the time. I keep my rain gear in here, sunscreen. I bought a jumper for the boat. I bought a nice lithium Audu, I believe is the brand. I don't know, but it's pretty sweet. I've had to use it a few times actually, and it's been great so far. That thing's cake to use. One of the coolest things, like slickest things in this boat is this back compartment, your battery compartment and fuel system. Right in here, I have all the pumps easily accessible. The batteries are all tucked away. I'm running K2 Energy lithium batteries. I got 3 12-volt in here. Super light. I don't know what the weight is on them exactly, but I think they've worked with different battery or lithium manufacturers in the past, and this is the one they like the most so far. I haven't had my trolling motor die on me, and I've used it multiple days in a row without charging it. I do have a sealed lead acid battery for the cranking battery, because I don't know if the technology's there yet for lithium cranking batteries, but I mean, that's the only thing that's ever died on me in this boat. And in here we got the 2 power pole pumps, easily, like everything's right here where I need it. I can get to all these pumps. I've had to work on them before just to clear it out. They got some bus bars in here for adding any electronics. I'm gonna tap into these right here when I go to add that oxygenator here in a couple days. So I mean, that's super nice instead of having to add more stuff onto the battery terminals. I'm running a Noco Genius and Gen 4 40 amp charger. I did just get that one replaced. The first one I had on the boat, one of the banks on it actually went out probably like 8 months after using it. So Ballistic sent me a new one. I think they had it to me like 2 or 3 days after I contacted them. Their customer service with me has been awesome. I banged a rock bar coming out of a slough. They had me a new prop the next day. Like, it wasn't even 24 hours. It was unbelievable. It has a 48 gallon tank, 47 gallon tank. I'm not sure if I forgot anything in this. If you have any questions, let me know. I'll try to cover it or show you. I get stopped all the time in this thing, people asking, so kind of wanted to go over it for anyone who's out there looking for more information on these boats. Let me know what you think. I don't know. I'm super impressed with this boat. I got deck lights everywhere. I don't know if I can show you guys any of that stuff right now today, but try to get some footage of that in the future. This thing is completely loaded, and I think all of their boats they make just blow people out of the water with the looks of them. So let me know what you guys think. See you next time. There ain't no damn fish here. That thing's a tank.